Papoose is the wealthiest man that I've been with. And that's like no faking. I haven't paid for a flight, a hotel, a fucking purse, nothing, and I don't know how long. Food. He take care of everything.
This was a carefully planted trap engineered by Papoose and Remy from the beginning. And the mission was never vague: pull Clarissa Shields back into the web. And up to now, the plan has worked. No shock they remain legally bound. Clarissa always put her entire loyalty behind Papoose, claiming he was the first soul who handled her right. But what Clarissa never saw was that his constant presence came with a price she was funding. Literally. Whether driven by mercy or spite, Remy Ma already exposed that Clarissa was Papoose's newest payday. And she can say it openly because no one plans on believing her anyway in full public view.
You're a user, and you over there playing with that girl. You over there playing with her. If I thought she would believe it and would listen or even care, because anytime somebody gonna say like, yeah, they told me what the situation was and I accepted it.
And now Remy Ma's words sound like a warning fulfilled, as fresh proof surfaces showing Papoose draining money from Clarissa to erase his obligations, and he allegedly won't stop pulling from her until she's emptied and has nothing left to give God.
Oh, I'm never gonna stop talking about my man. I just brought him his food in the back because he was upstairs. Ain't that y'all joke? Oh, he's upstairs. Just brought him his food. And y'all talking shit, but guess what? Ain't nobody gonna ever make me stop talking about my man. That's what y'all think y'all gonna do. You're not gonna do it. Whenever I feel like saying Papoose's name, I'm gonna say his name. Clark in.
Okay. So ever since Remy Ma and Papoose flipped from being the poster image of black love into a cautionary tale of black poison, Clarissa Shields was exposed as the woman Pap had been circling. From that moment on, her name became synonymous with chaos. If she pops up in headlines, 9 times out of 10 it's tied to something she said about Papoose or her detonating online over the state of their relationship. With all that noise surrounding her, it's easy to overlook the reality that she is genuinely one of the greatest female fighters to ever step in a ring. She's a world champion, a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. And while she may seem unhinged when it comes to Papoose, Clarissa is the only boxer alive, man or woman, to become undisputed across 4 weight classes while holding belts in as many as 5 divisions. There was even a film made about her life titled Fire Inside, with Destiny Ryan playing her, but none of that sticks because she's constantly wrapped up in drama tied to her man. Whether she sees it or not, Papoose absolutely understands the power of her position, and he wasted no time stepping in to capitalize. Clarissa has put Papoose on stages, in arenas, and inside packed venues he never truly reached on his own, not even during his marriage to Remy Ma. We haven't seen this much Papoose in more than 10 years. And while his pen has always earned respect, let's be honest, without Clarissa Shields, his commercial pull and visibility are almost non-existent. She's also allegedly been parading him around as more than just a partner, branding him as her manager and even her boxing promoter, publicly selling the idea that together they create access and generate money. One of those so-called opportunities Clarissa credits to Papoose is an $8 million multi-fight deal with Salida Promotions and Win Records, which, by the way, is a music label.
Impossible without Papoose.
His transition to the executive suite as a creative director of the record company helped broker the deal that secures Shields' spot as one of the highest-paid female boxers in the business.
As a fan, watching Clarissa from the outside, I never seen someone who was more deserving.
She locked that agreement back in November and even held a full-blown press conference, selling it as something groundbreaking, something never done before. But let me break down what that paperwork is actually hiding. Win Records isn't a real boxing promoter at all. It's a music-focused management company, with Papoose positioned as the flagship artist and running the hip-hop division. That makes Clarissa Shields the very first athlete they've ever put under contract. And what a setup like that really does is take control. They oversee her public appearances, her image, her brand partnerships, and endorsements. And if Clarissa suddenly decides she wants to pivot into rap, they're right there to guide and package that transition. A management firm like this usually schemes 10 to 20% straight off the top. Then you've got Salida Promotions stepping in too, taking their own slice of Clarissa's earnings. That part is an actual boxing promotion outfit. They're responsible for lining up her fights, managing the events, handling logistics, and selling broadcast rights to platforms like Netflix and ESPN. They don't run her personal life, but when it comes to her boxing career, Zelita Promotions controls the narrative, pitching her, promoting her, and hyping every bout. And for doing that, they take yet another percentage of whatever money Clarissa brings in. So now you've got layers of middlemen, all reaching into the same pot. And once every one of them collects their cut, what's left? Clarissa walks away with crumbs, while she's the one risking her body, her health, her jaw, and her future to earn it in the first place.
Impossible, y'all. I'm gonna say it. It wouldn't have been possible without Papoose. Papoose and Papoose and Win Records have been working together for about 3-4 years now, and since I've met Ruben, he has been just so nice and so open. And the last fight, when we had so much success at LCA, where we sold out 16,000 fans, that was because myself, Papoose, Win Records, and Zelita Promotions all worked together collectively to make that work. So I'm so grateful to them, and so grateful that I have a team who understands that, who understands my value, and who want to see me win. And we're going to continue to work together and make this big. So congrats.
Clarissa essentially walked herself straight into one of those notorious 360 style agreements artists used to warn everyone about in the music world, the kind where you grind nonstop, only to look up and wonder why the payoff feels insultingly small. So the real question becomes this: why would the most dominant female boxer of this era sign a deal that looks like it was designed for a rapper fighting irrelevance? According to whispers, Clarissa never would have touched that contract if Papoose hadn't been directly involved. Even during the press conference, Clarissa openly admitted the deal wouldn't exist without Papoose pulling strings behind the scenes. Right now, Clarissa stands as the sole marquee name on Win Records, meaning the label is quite literally being carried on her shoulders. And don't forget, Papoose is set to collect a commission just for bringing her in, on top of every other role he plays in her career. Every time Clarissa books an opportunity, Papoose reportedly gets his percentage too. And according to Street Talk, the money flowing from Clarissa is what's allegedly financing Papoose's lifestyle and chipping away at his long-standing tax problems. Here's where it gets ugly. Papoose hasn't paid taxes in over 12 years and is said to owe the IRS more than $300,000. Remy Ma, meanwhile, reportedly owes over $600,000 herself, putting their combined tax burden north of $1 million. Remy Ma has publicly shaded Clarissa, labeling her Papoose's personal come-up as if she's untouched by it all. But what makes the situation feel off is this: they're still legally married. Papoose filed for divorce, but it hasn't been finalized. And Remy Ma is rumored to have pulled the divorce entirely. Their public clashes look less like real hostility and more like performance, a smokescreen to keep the illusion alive.
And we saw that he currently owes and has not paid taxes for the past, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, not 10, not 11, not 12, but 13 years. This man, what does that say, Jasmine? 3, what say?
I want to say it says
that's the 180,000 top name of who? Taxpayer? Willie Mack, but he ain't paying no taxes, so he shouldn't be called a taxpayer. He should be called a tax ower. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, yeah. And so these are just Papooses. Now, the reason I think that this is a tender swindler, the reason I think that there's some tricking going on here is because when Papoose and Remy were together doing an endorsement in a fur coat show store the other day, she seemed very happy to be there. When I found her tax record, what is it? Yeah, let me see. How much is those tax liens? Remy currently has $622,474.76. Guess who's gonna pay it? Guess who's gonna pay it? The one, according to her own cousin, okay, that got a disability check when she was a kid for being just a tad bit off.
Now the dots are lining up, and people are saying there's no chance Remy Ma and Papoose aren't still moving in sync behind the scenes. No matter how it plays out, they both come out ahead. Even if Papoose eventually cuts Clarissa loose, he's still permanently tied to a piece of her money. If Clarissa decides to cross over into rap, that lane still pays him too. Every direction she turns, there's a toll with his name on it. He's collecting from every angle, stacking revenue streams, and using that flow to erase his debts and likely Remy's as well, because legally, he could still be on the hook while they remain married.
I feel like Clarissa has been taken advantage of her whole life, okay? And I want to say this because she's been boxing since forever. I don't know her childhood, but I do know that her best friend who grew up with her came out and made some rather disturbing videos about Clarissa being taken advantage of, you know, when she was younger as a young boxer by her coaches and getting pregnant and things like this. And so when I see people like Papoose enter the Cash App requesting money from people like Clarissa, after Remy has already warned us that, you know, he preyed on her when she was in jail. He wasn't making no money. It was Remy's money. And she said she put everything in his name only to come out and then have to work. And then he's getting the benefit of the solid black man, of the black man that's holding everything down. And so when I look at this same thing possibly being done to Clarissa, and she's slow by default, and I'm talking about slow as in, you know, she probably got some early stage, you know, some issues going on, being knocked around, you know, it does have an effect on your brain and on your cognitive thinking and stuff, and you're not able to see straight. And if she was already taken advantage of by her coaches, surely it's easier for a bum like this to come in and take advantage of her too. I personally think they're still sleeping together. That's just my thing. I'm just gonna hold that right there.
And now the internet is practically screaming for Clarissa to wake up and recognize that both Remy Ma and Papoose profit from her staying attached to them. And if she refuses to see it now, she's going to open her eyes one day and realize there's nothing left for her at all. 1000%. Yeah, I did the digging, I checked the receipts, and the conclusion is clear. She's being played at record speed, faster than a New York minute. Papoose is absolutely preying on Clarissa Shields, and what makes it even more heartbreaking is that she clearly struggles mentally. Every time she opens her mouth, the warning signs are flashing. Miss Shields comes off deeply insecure and dangerously fixated on a man who doesn't even like her. And despite all of this, I genuinely want Clarissa to find real peace and real love. She's endured more than most. Papoose isn't the first man to hurt her, and I truly hope he's not the one who finally shatters her completely. But what do y'all think about all of this? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye, Patties!